Esta es la entrevista exclusiva con The Cure en su visita a México, solo en Telehit. En la transmisión exclusiva de Telehit. The Cure en México, transmisión exclusiva.
And well, that's true, yeah, of course. And some other people have told me that they listen to the Cure songs when they're sad because they feel that somebody understands them. But what about you? What did you do when you're sad and try to forget for a little while your problems?
Well, I mean, all through the years there have been various artists. One artist that I always refer back to, even when I'm making a record, as the epitome of all that I think's good about songwriting and singing, is Nick Drake.
Yeah.
I've always really loved what he does because it's very, very emotional. It's very heartfelt. And there's lots of artists down the years that I can connect with. I mean, mainly it's like with vocalists, so you can feel the singing from the heart, and you just you want to just lose yourself in that music. But there's also, strange enough, my favourite music for the last few years to listen to when I'm feeling a bit down is Mogwai, and they don't really have any vocals.
That is in the Curiosa Festival, right?
Yeah, and I think the reason is because it's the most beautiful music I've ever heard, and there's no words, so I actually sing. So I just sing to myself when I'm listening to it. So it's I find it very therapeutic, actually. They're the best band on the planet.
Cool. And I was reading the lyric of one of your songs, Us or Them, and the first thing that I think is like, wow, this song is like really dedicated to Tony Blair. Is that right or no?
It's not exclusively Tony Blair. It's more, it's really aimed at Western media and their portrayal of everything as being black and white, and this simplification and the dumbing down of culture. And it's taken I just feel in the last few years that it's almost like the tapes running backwards. We're all being kind of like taken back to the womb, and everyone you talk to out of the television set, as you know, I feel like I'm 5 years old. They're saying, these are the bad guys and these are the good guys, and it's like, and the world isn't like that. So it's very unusual for the Cure to do any kind of political song, because I like our music to be timeless and escapist, and I don't really like to put it in the now. But I got so angry, and have been so, I'm getting angrier about it as the months go by. The way that, I mean, taking Tony Blair as an example, just because he happens to lead the country that I live in, it's the idiocy of like someone who has the trust. I mean, one of the very few leaders in the Western world who actually has had the trust of a big percentage of the population, and completely abuses that trust by following North America's lead, and just the fact that he makes that decision, but lies to everyone about why he's making the decision, and that's it. And then expects everyone to forget that he's abused that trust, and just and say, well, yeah, right, but trust me now, And you can't do that. It's like with integrity. Once you lose it, once you sell out, you can't decide that you want to get it back. And it's the same with trust. If someone trusts you and you abuse that trust, that's it. You're an untrustworthy person. So all those factors, I think it's a shame, because even I felt that 4 years ago that we might have a leader that would actually socially do some good in our country, because I think he had some good ideas, but it's like you're constantly let down by people, It's unfortunately, it seems to be, it's human nature.
And for you, what is the biggest challenge of being the lead singer of The Cure?
Staying sane.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because when I do this, the gaps between us doing this are quite long, and I forget sometimes how disturbed it makes me feel. The constant attention, doing things like this, doing the press conferences and stuff. It's just, I mean, I don't really feel comfortable doing it, I suppose. I like singing, but the rest of it I can kind of do without most of the time.
Now, you know how to play guitar, bass, keyboards, even drums. Is there any other instrument that would you like to learn how to play it?
Yeah, I've had a cello in my house for more than 10 years.
Really?
With a book on it that says, learn how to play cello. And I still haven't got past page 3.
If you were not a musician, what other thing would you like it to be?
I would... nothing really. No. That's the weird thing, because I mean, whatever else I was, even if I was a writer, or if I could decide I'd want to be something else, if I had the ability to do something else and enjoy it, I would still pick up a guitar and play. So I'd still end up being a musician, because that's the thing I enjoy most is making music. So it's weird, really. I mean, I'd like to be an astronomer, actually. I'd like to have a huge a seriously big telescope at my disposal.
Do you like the universe and the stars?
I've had a telescope for about 15 years now. It's like my one hobby is astronomy. But if I was an astronomer, I'd probably like, and I think I really wish I was a guitarist.
Of course. And another question: if you could choose, or if you could go back in time and see yourself during the time of Three Imaginary Boys, what advice did you tell to yourself?
There's nothing actually major that I would do differently. I think that I've always followed my instincts. Every decision that I've made with regards to like the band and what I do with the band has been how I feel, is like what I feel should be right. So I've never really taken anyone's advice about anything. So the mistakes that I've made have been my mistakes. I would probably make them again, even if I went back and I said, look, don't do this. I'd say, what do you know? I probably would. Got rid of Fiction Records 5 years earlier. That's the only thing I would do differently. But the rest of it is, it's been good.
Okay, last question. I don't know if it's even a valid question, but did you watch the movie Nightmare Before Christmas of Tim Burton?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's a very excellent film. Yeah.
I really think that if Jack was a really normal person, he would be like a big The Cure fan.
Do you think? It reminds me of Billy Corgan, actually.
Billy Corgan? Well, yeah, in some way.
But Billy's a big Cure fan, so
yeah, Billy's a The Cure fan.
Yeah.
So do you like that movie?
I think it's excellent. It's really excellent. I would like to have made a video like that, actually.
Right.
That kind of style, which is sort of like very dark animated stuff. But it's very time consuming, and it's very unlikely that we would do it. I'd love to write music for a film like that.
Right.
That would be my one ambition, would be to write the entire score for a film that's as good as that. I don't know. I've got a favourite director actually. I mean, because I like different people for different reasons.
Yeah.
I like up until recently, I liked the Coen brothers. I've always liked Tim Burton. I think he's good. David Lynch is kind of an interesting director. So there's a number of Pedro Almodovar is a really good director. There's some seriously good directors around. I would like to at some point collaborate with someone, not at that stature, but just someone much probably on their first film, and just make a film soundtrack. That's one of the few ambitions that I have left.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time in this interview. Anything can you say to all of your fans that watch you in Monterrey or that is going to watch you here in Mexico City?
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Robert.
Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Carnales, pues bueno, esto fue Robert Smith. Definitivamente una banda que ha marcado un parteaguas dentro de la historia musical, en exclusiva para Telehit. No le cambies, continúen viendo todo esto.